Hello, Jan here from Into the Woods, and this morning, beautiful March morning, I've brought you out into the veggie patch. I'm making a start on this season's vegetables. So we're just past the spring equinox. I'm a bit late starting, but better late than never. And so first of all, before I begin, I'm just going to have a clear up. I'm going to clear up some pots and labels from last year, sort out my clochures and get rid of any annual weeds that have come up already that are threatening to go to seed. There's chickweed, there's cleavers, there's bittercress, and as they say, 1 year's seeding, 7 years weeding. So those guys need to go. And I just wanted to introduce you to my favourite hand tool. If I only had one hand tool, this would be it. So it's a Japanese razor hoe. I hope you can see that clearly. This is such a beautiful little tool. I absolutely love it. It's one of those things that once you've used it, you can't understand how you ever managed without it, really. So it's not razor sharp at the moment. It's very blunt. It needs a bit of attention, but still it works fine. So what you do in effect is you just slide it underneath the soil, about ½ an inch under the soil, chop off the weeds from their roots, and just pick up the body of the weed. Put it in your pot, in your pail. I practice no dig in my garden. I have a strong belief in nurturing the soil, and the soil will nurture you and nurture your plants. And this is the ideal tool for that. So I'm just going to show you how it works, and I think you'll be impressed. So here we go. I just slide it underneath, pick up the weed. There's hardly any soil, a bit of soil clings to the grass, but most of the weeds just come up clean, and the soil is virtually undisturbed. All of the layers of soil stay where they belong, which is very important to me for my style of gardening. I believe that if we keep the soil where it belongs, all the creatures that live at that level can go on doing their little soil creaturey jobs and work for us. And if we mix them up and put them in the wrong place, they're going to spend so much time and energy restoring themselves that they're not going to be there to recycle the nutrients and feed my vegetables. There, see how easy that was? The soil is undisturbed. Clean job. It doesn't work for all weeds. If you've got weeds that send runners underground, it doesn't work for them. But for the annual weeds that I'm dealing with here, it's perfect. And I just wanted to show you how neat this little tool is when you're working around plants. Now, this is my kale. Obviously I want to keep my kale, but the weeds are kind of entangled within the kale. By using this tool, I can razor off the weeds just below the surface without disturbing the roots of the kale. So I get a nice clean soil all around, and if I was to use a trowel, I might disturb the roots of the kale at the same time. This way, everybody's happy. So now it's the end of the day and I'm about to go in, and I hope you'll agree it's looking a bit more like a vegetable garden now. I've cleaned off the paths. They're just waiting for some sawdust to top them off with to keep the weeds down. And I've achieved a lot in half a day, and I put that down to the way that I garden now, in preference to the way I used to garden. This method of no dig gardening means that in a day I can prepare the garden for the season, whereas before it would have taken me a week and a lot of hard work. But with my lovely little Japanese hoe, it's been a very pleasant exercise, and it's all good to go now. And I just wanted to show you what a beautiful day it is, and how beautiful this oak tree is that stands next to my garden. The buds are swelling. It's just about to break into leaf.